I remember that day like a nightmare etched into my soul, a day when my world shattered beyond recognition. I was standing in the middle of our small town, clutching my fiancé's hand, eyes bright with hope, when my childhood best friend Lisa casually leaned in and whispered something that froze my blood. "Did you hear? Everyone's been talking about you and your past, about what really happened." Her voice was nonchalant, almost amused. Then she broke the silence. She revealed that the gossip had been swirling for months, fueling the fire of my humiliation. I felt the ground crumble beneath me as whispers erupted around us. My family's reputation, my dignity, everything I'd fought so hard to protect, crumbled in an instant. The laughter, the pointed fingers, the judgmental looks, they all converged into a tidal wave of shame. My engagement was torn apart before my eyes. The love I cherished turned into a public spectacle of disgrace. I was humiliated, broken, cast aside like trash on the side of the road. For weeks I hid in my room, drowning in tears and self-doubt. The words of those around me echoed relentlessly. Disgrace, failure, broken girl. I wanted to disappear. But beneath that wreckage, something furious ignited. I realized I had two choices: let their whispers drown me, or use that as fuel to burn brighter. I chose the fire. I left my hometown behind, vowing to prove that I was more than their gossip, more than their judgments. I threw myself into building something, anything that could stand as my testimony. It wasn't easy. Every setback was a punch to the gut, every closed door a reminder of how far I'd fallen. But I refused to give up. I poured my heartbreak into relentless work, into learning, into growth. Days blurred into nights, and slowly I began to rise. Years later, I returned, not as the broken girl everyone thought I was, but as someone unbreakable. I built a thriving business from scratch, turning my pain into power. I became a force they could never ignore, an embodiment of resilience, strength, and grace. My success silenced every whisper, every doubter, every critic. I proved that betrayal and gossip couldn't define me. I redefined myself on my own terms. The day I faced my past was quiet but profound. I stood in front of the very people who had doubted me, who had watched me fall and thought I would never rise again. I looked into their eyes, not with anger, but with unwavering confidence. "You thought I was finished?" I said softly but powerfully. "You thought I was broken, but I am standing here stronger than ever. Your words, your betrayal, they only made me tougher. I am proof that even in the darkest moments, you can forge your own light." That moment was my poetic justice. It was my redemption. I had turned my heartbreak into a foundation of strength, my humiliation into my throne. I am no longer the girl they cast aside. I am the woman who proved that no betrayal, no gossip, no failure can ever define her. I am unstoppable. And I will forever be the living testament that from the ashes of betrayal, true power rises.